ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jiří Schneider. I will be the moderator of the first panel, but before we start with this panel, very interesting on NPT, it's my pleasure and honor to call upon Mr. Jakub Kulhánek, Deputy Foreign Minister, whom I know for quite some time already, and I'm happy that he is in this position as a minister, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. Since Ministry of Foreign Affairs is a host of this event, I will give him the floor to open our today's conference. Jakub, floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Jiří. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to welcome you here in Prague and open the second day of this conference that has already been established as a traditional one and hopefully gained credit and visibility in conference calendars. We are glad that also this year, and particularly on this day, when we are commemorating the 20th anniversary of the START Treaty coming into force, we may welcome in Černický Palace an eclectic mixture of high-level policy practitioners and renowned scholars who are intimately involved with topics related to nuclear weapons, nuclear disarmament, and nuclear non-proliferation. I would also like to welcome all other distinguished guests and express my sincere hope that today's open discussion will be interesting and will help broaden your horizons and understanding of the complex issues at hand. I was informed of yesterday's fruitful discussion on conceptual foundations as well as the global and regional perspectives on Global Zero. Today we should try to build on some of the ideas discussed yesterday from a more political standpoint. With the 2009 President Obama's announcement of his nuclear agenda and the 2010 US-Russia summit, resulting in the signing of the New START Treaty, one might be under the impression that the agenda of nuclear disarmament is on the right track, promising to usher into a qualitatively better disarmament process. At the same time, however, we have witnessed some discouraging developments openly making progress in the quest for reducing stockpiles of WMDs rather difficult, thereby undermining President Obama's vision. Yet I do not want to dwell too much on all recent positive achievements or negative developments. After all, this is up to the conference and its participants to analyze challenges and opportunities we are facing when trying to promote nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. But I would like to touch upon at least two issues which I believe should figure prominently in today's debate. First, I'm convinced that it is essential that we should abandon all pretense when discussing the upcoming NPT review conference and prospects for turning it into success. The crisis in Ukraine and its repercussions, the violation of the 1994 Budapest Memorandum, the yet inconclusive negotiations with Iran, the North Korean nuclear tests, as well as diminishing expectations for the creation of the WMD-free zone in the Middle East, threaten to seriously limit the review conference's outcomes. A major political effort by all parties will be needed to make sure that the NPT conference, which comes at the 20th anniversary of the NPT's indefinite extension, will be turned into a success story. It will be interesting to hear from our speakers their assessments and their predictions on how the outcome of the NPT conference may turn out. What are the main challenges and how we may overcome obstacles that at this point may look insurmountable. A lot to discuss indeed. Well, second, the panel on the regional aspects of nuclear arms control and non-proliferation will show us that current developments in some parts of the world are not conducive to bringing the vision of President Obama's to life, or at least they are likely to make it extremely difficult to achieve. Furthermore, I'm sure you will touch upon the prospects of holding the Helsinki conference on the WMD free zone in the Middle East, while also discussing possible repercussions of failing to convene it in the foreseeable future. You will probably evaluate the progress in negotiations with Iran and the recent discussion to extend the nuclear, the recent decision to extend the nuclear talks deadline. And last but not least, one cannot forget to mention Asia, where two regions, the Korean Peninsula and South Asia, are currently sources of significant concerns related to both horizontal and vertical nuclear proliferation. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like this conference to provide an opportunity to summarize the achievements as well as shortcomings in what is, since President Obama's speech in our capital 5 years ago, referred to as the Prague Agenda. Our conference does not have the ambition to save the world from nuclear weapons. Well, needless to say, even bigger and more ambitious conferences continue to fail in this regard. Disarmament is probably a never-ending story, yet we must not give up when things are not perfect or the going gets tough. Therefore, even small steps, such as an honest and open exchange of views among experts and policymakers, may save the purpose of helping members of the security community better understand the complex nuclear agenda and how disarmament issues impact the world politics in general and international security in particular. I'm looking forward to your inspiring ideas and express my hope that when we meet here next year to discuss nuclear disarmament, we will be able to sound perhaps more upbeat than this year. Let me wish you all stimulating discussion and a pleasant stay in Prague. Thank you.